I gotcha.
A mountaineer, that's a little bit of the way we all described ourselves a few decades ago. You know, that's what we thought we were doing. We were climbing mountains. It didn't ever seem like a sport to me. It seemed more like a lifestyle, more like a way of being, a way of living, a way of becoming accomplished or becoming a master, if you will, and moving over any terrain that you encountered.
Every time I'm climbing, I have moments of being afraid or scared, and then an overwhelming feeling of being grateful for doing that hard thing. Like, there are so many things that are hard in life, and when I'm in the middle of a climb and it's like, this is hard and my legs are shaking, but I can keep breathing and I can put my foot there and I can lean into it and I can feel this fear, and if I fall, that's gonna be okay. And the most amazing feeling is being willing to fall, and then you keep going anyway. When you don't fall, you just feel free.
I'm Phil Powers. I'm the CEO at the American Alpine Club. Kind of what I do with my free time, if I've got time that I can spend doing the thing I want to do most, it's with all or part of this family. We're out here in the Red Rock of Southern Nevada. I'm here with my family doing some rock climbing.
We love to spend time with each other as a family, and climbing is a common interest we all have, and we're all pretty good at it. So, but yeah, just kind of our usual family climbing trip.
It kind of magically happened that we all ended up climbing, and we kind of found it on our own. And then we all found our way back to each other, and now we climb together. You get to be with family outside, exploring beautiful places, trusting each other, rooting each other on, and doing all of those things together. I mean, it's just such a gift. Come on, go, go, go. Yes, nice, Mom.
I think my kids are just all so grateful that we have that kind of family that can laugh together and hang together, and they're really proud of it.
Oh. You know, we're a crazy mixed up family like so many in America. We've got they're all Sarah's kids. 3 are from her first marriage, Gus is from ours. But we do make up a fun traveling unit when they're willing to come along with me and Sarah.
I definitely grew up at a very young age climbing. I remember when I was really young, they'd go out climbing and they'd like hang a rope or like hang me on the side of the wall, and I'd just like swing around. But it's definitely always been about just like having fun.
We're rooting for each other. We're hoping for the best. And I think that's a really special thing about climbing. You really find yourself in partnerships.
High left foot, good. Hand jam coming, nice. She's just smarter than I am, Gus.
My sort of entire life has been underpinned by being out on the land, by moving over the landscape, and by enjoying the confidence and sustenance I get from that. Well, I mean, I've pretty much devoted my career to protecting those public lands.
He found climbing all on his own, and I think that's inspiring. That's special that he was able to find find that for himself and do such great things with it.
I feel like I've really kind of been blessed in many ways to be able to live such a wonderful life and experience places like this. It's kind of a next level of blessing to be able to share that with other people.
Why am I here? Because this is where I feel the most free and connected and happy.
Holy fuck, that was long. One of those climbs where you look up at it and it's so long and you doubt yourself. And then if you just keep breathing and do it one move at a time and listen to your loved ones below, then you believe in yourself.
I think my first trip of any substance was going up the west rib of Denali in 1984. And that was a real, eye-opening experience. Many days on the mountain, lots of storms, lots of winter camping, and then, getting to the summit of Denali, North America's highest peak. We did the first winter traverse of the cathedral peaks in the Tetons. A really pretty spire in Pakistan called Lakpilla Rock. Big 4,500 foot mountain pillar. K2, I tried it back in '93. One of the guys that reached the summit on the same day I did fell to his death on the descent. Right around dusk in this place called the Bottleneck Couloir. So, yeah, tough day. I realized shortly after that trip that my interest in risk, or I'll put it another way, my conservative nature was such that the stuff I was good enough to do was too risky for who I was.
Dear Phil, I hope you feel better. And then there's a picture of you on the rock and the rope with your red helmet. Almost there.
The fall is kind of interesting. I was pretty young when it happened, but I do have some pretty vivid memory of it. So I was at school kind of when everything happened. I have a memory of him walking out the door that day kind of smiling, and he had his button-up collared shirt on. He fell, he leaned back on his rope. There was a miscommunication on how he's gonna lower his climbing climb to no one on the other end. And he fell 75 feet to the base of the climb. And he broke, I think 2 parts in his back and some vertebrae in his neck. He ruptured his diaphragm, and all of his internal organs kind of went into his right lung, I think, and popped it. And then he broke all his ribs, pretty much. I was driven to the hospital, and my mom showed me a picture of him in his bed with tubes everywhere, and he's got the neck brace on, and he's got the tube down his throat. And I burst into tears. It was terrifying, because I wasn't expecting it. I'd never seen him like that.
I was in my senior year of college, and he was at the hospital at this point, and I just remember that the doctors or someone calling me and saying, okay, you can check in every hour, not every 10 minutes. So I remember I would check in, and they would be like, this is what's going on, and then those hours in between where I was like, okay, I have to wait 1 more hour until I can check in again. That's an experience of being present also, because there's nothing else for you to do or nowhere to go. And I literally just was like, I'm gonna eat this bowl of macaroni and cheese, and then I'm just gonna sit here until I pick up the phone again.
She thought that I was gonna rappel. That I was just going to pull up all the rope and rappel back down both strands.
Oh no, so she let go of the other end.
So
So she had unclipped
person that you were with?
a less experienced person. So when she had unclipped from the other end and walked away.
Oh my gosh.
So when I heard her say something, which was hard to hear over Clear Creek, I don't know what it was. Might have been, are you off belay? Or it might have been curious. I said something like, yes, lower me. Leaned back on the rope.
Oh my gosh.
No tension. And I went
You're
60 feet
I'm actually
straight to the deck.
like all scared right here in a moment. Go switch to the other side.
That's pretty scary for me to recount that.
Do you remember falling, Phil?
I remember starting to fall. I remember reaching for the rope. And I remember realizing I was going to fail to grab the rope.
And one more fine-tuning razor.
Oh, so much better. Thank you, Yuri. Can we just go home now?
You're staying with Yuri for the rest of his life.
First of all, this was no one person's fault. It takes two people to make something bad like that happen. I was by far the most experienced person there that day. And as that person, I needed to do more talking, more telling of what was going to happen so that events like the one I went through are avoided.
Watching him, his motivation to get up and move was incredibly inspiring. I mean, I know that he knew that Gus was standing there on the stool and reading him all those letters that I told you about when he couldn't even talk to his dad. I just think he was inspired by us. And and it wasn't his time. Yeah.
He was out of the hospital in 15 days. We were told it was going to be like a 3-month recovery in the hospital, physical therapy and everything. And I think the coolest part about that is they told him that, and he didn't accept that. I remember being there, and he would sit up, and everything hurt, and he laid back down. But just like little steps like that, and eventually he was doing laps around the ICU.
We have a little climbing wall that we teach people how to climb on in our office in Golden at the American Mountaineering Center. One of the people in my office decided to help me, and we got the rope down, and I just relinquished the back brace and did this, 30-foot easy climb on a top rope. Might have been bad judgment, quick, but I was psyched to get back into life.
It's a miracle, like how he's climbing right now. All of those like really big challenges and really scary incidents brought us a lot closer as a family. Spending time together when you're close like that, you just get closer.
I think that the takeaway is that we all have an inner resilience, whether we like it or not, or whether we know it or not, or whether we want to use it or not. We climb now more as a family than we did before Phil's accident, There's no single moment that defines your life.
To be grateful, to live in the moment, to love everybody that you can come in contact with, try to give back. I don't know, it definitely wakes you up to get over yourself and just live life.
In my job and in this world that we're in, I've encountered a lot of people that have lost loved ones to fatal accidents, who've been hurt real bad. I mean, I'd like to be able to tell you that, I have a message of inspiration and motivation to get back up and get back out there, but I'd be fooling myself and others if I were to say it's gonna be fine, because sometimes it's just not that fine. I do think people can overcome a lot. I do know that people can overcome a lot more than they think they can. Yeah, climbing's dangerous. Bad things happen, but living life in any way that's fulfilling and challenging is going to be dangerous. For my money, this is far more where it's at. Rock climbing in the sun with my family, that can't be beat. After you.
They're my family. They're my people. And we've been through a lot, individually and together. You know, we've exploded all over the place several times and had, you know, all kinds of things try to tear us apart. And if I had to do it all over again to end up here with these people and the relationships that we have and the love that we have for one another and the fun that we get to have, like, hell yes, I would do all of that hard shit all over again to be here.